Hello my peaches, what's up? I am Pratha and welcome to today's video. I am loving this cute setup in the background. Today's theme is Gourmand body mists. I quickly want to post this video before semi-annual sale on Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works start, because I told you guys it's going to arrive earlier this year since we had an early semi-annual sale in the summertime as well. And as we are talking, online sale has already started for $7.99 on body care and on candles. Like, candles are available in 1200 rupees. The candle that is burning in the background is just the perfect candle for today's video, and that is pumpkin pecan waffles. It's so yummy. It's the best true sweet bakery like fragrance you can have for winters. So I have sniffed on so many fragrances from Bath and Body Works, candles, and this is something I like the best. So yes, without wasting any more time, let's talk about some Gourmand body mists and roll the intro. Okay, before I start, I want to say this, that I already have a winter body mist collection video where I have mentioned so many old Gourmand fragrances. So I highly recommend that you first go and watch that video. Whatever is included in that video, I am not going to mention it here for a very simple reason. I don't want this video to be a repetition. So you can definitely, I will link it up in the you can go watch the last year's winter fragrance videos. Starting off with the first one, and that is Body Fantasies Vanilla. This is a very new addition to my collection. It has a lot of notes going on, and it has the mention of apple and caramel and florals and whatnot. But what I get in here is a very beautiful, simple, warm vanilla. This is definitely a budget vanilla, which I love a lot, and I'm actually amazed. Initially, it does kind of give me the vibes like that of warm vanilla sugar, but later on, it kind of sits into a beautiful, sweet, warm vanillic fragrance, which I absolutely love on this one. And for a 400 or 500 rupees fragrance, this just gives you great vanilla fragrance, like a true warm vanilla sweet fragrance. So I highly recommend that you look into this if you want to be on a budget and you want to own a fragrance which just gives you the true vanilla fragrance. Then this is definitely something to look into. And moving on to the next one. Next up, we have Skin Body Mist, which is Caramel Cham. Now, this again is a fragrance which is leaning Gourmand because of its super sweet, warm caramel notes in it, but it's also kind of floral in the background, but definitely kind of smells yummy, and it's like a sexier take on a Gourmand fragrance, like a perfumey, sexy take on a Gourmand fragrance for sure. I do not exactly remember the notes on this, but I can tell you that it literally smells like, to me, a love child of Elixir's Girl of Now and Scandal from Jean Paul Gaultier. If those two fragrances were mixed together, or if they had a baby, that baby would smell like Caramel Charm, trust me on that. So it does not have that prominent of a nuttiness to it, or it does not really have that pistachio note, but the warm amber in it and the caramel and that slight floraliness is kind of mixing in and making a very beautiful fragrance in here, which is kind of leaning Gourmand but is also kind of perfumey and sexy at the same time, and it also lasts quite long. I'm super impressed with this one especially. You know what? Because of this candle in the background, the room is smelling so warm and literally like a bakery right now that I'm not feeling like sniffing on my fragrances, because the fragrance of this is just making my day perfect. This next mention is going to be a surprising mention in this video, because I never thought I would be talking about this fragrance again. And I am talking about Shirra 62 from Sol de Janeiro. I think now, at this point, I need a bigger bottle in this. This is a very, as it has been macerating, and I have it from past, I don't know, maybe from 1 year, if I'm not wrong, or maybe like 7-8 months, if not too long. I'm just feeling that this fragrance has really turned into this sweet, nutty, but slightly fresh kind of fragrance. I'm really loving this sweetness that it has developed, which was not coming off initially. to my nose and I am like, oh, this is so beautiful. This is a powdery, nutty, like a mix of sandalwood and pistachio and almond. So it's a nutty, powdery fragrance which has a dry kind of feel to it, but it is also kind of fresh and it has a suntan lotion kind of vibe, which kind of really makes it beautiful smelling and it really makes it a beautiful beach fragrance. And now that I'm sniffing on it, I am like, why don't I have a full bottle in it? I think I'm gonna pick up a full bottle in it because this small bottle, I'm gonna run through this super quick if I'm liking this enough. So this fragrance is something if you are interested in a dry, nutty kind of, but still with kind of little freshness and little sweetness. So if that's the kind of vibe you want to go for, you can definitely look in the direction of Shirra 62. Just one issue that it's quite high on price. Like for a body mist, it's a 3,000 rupees fragrance for a full bottle. Since we are on the topic of Sol de Janeiro, how can I go without mentioning Shirra 71? It is a beautiful fragrance with notes of caramelized vanilla, sea salt, toasted macadamia nut, white chocolate, tonka bean, and coconut blossom. I do not smell that coconut blossom in it, or maybe that coconut blossom is very creamy and very, very warm in it. So this is like a true warm. Oh, oh, my mouth waters every time I sniff on it. Like a warm cookie out of the oven kind of fragrance, like a super warm one lick sugary cookie. When you sniff on this, it can turn you on if you are a true gourmand lover. This is so good. This is your true gourmand. There is absolutely nothing that comes close to the gourmand levels of this fragrance. This is a true gourmand. If you put this one on, your man is going to eat you like anything. Trust me on that. So this is your perfect winter gourmand fragrance, which you will not go wrong with. And you cannot, trust me on this when I say this, you cannot get a fragrance like this anywhere else. There is absolutely nothing else. I have tried other body mists that are said to be due for this, but they do not come close to the goodness that is in here. And I am definitely backing up on this bottle. I've already used this much of it, and since winters are here, I know that I'm going to go gaga over this. So yes, I need a backup bottle on this and on Shirra 62 for sure. Don't sleep on this, ladies. If you can afford this, go for it, grab it, buy it. It's feeling like my gourmand recommendations are all over the place and I'm really not going by the brands this time. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is Among the Clouds. This is very, very much available right now and you will easily get it since it has successfully become kind of a core line in India on Bath & Body Works right now. It has the notes of wildberry skies and whipped vanilla clouds. It's a fluffy, airy, warm berry fragrance. It is not exactly a gourmand fragrance, but it's more of a leaning gourmand fragrance. It is on the lines of your warm berry, like maybe like muddled berries mixed with whipped vanilla cream, and the mix of those two is kind of smelling slightly fresh but warm at the same time and fluffy as well. This is definitely your warm berry fragrance, your warm fruity fragrance. It's a unique combination in here. I do not come across too many fragrances that are fruity and warm at the same time. So Among the Clouds is definitely something that if you are a berry fragrance lover and you want a warm take on a berry fragrance, go for this because it's very, very easily available. Victoria's Secret's Almond Blossom and Oat Milk is just another fragrance which is a very comforting fragrance and kind of leans gourmand, not exactly gourmand. The name on this is pretty self-explanatory and I can say that this is like a mix of sweet lactonic notes with slight florals, but those florals are not strong, those florals are not sharp or harsh or anything such. They are more like mixing in with the lactonic notes very beautifully and just kind of making it a very yummy kind of fragrance, which is super comforting, which kind of reminds me of me reading a book, having some good time, and having some me time or some meditation time, and a beautiful candle burning by your side, and you might be reading a book or just doing your meditation or just having some me time, and if this is the fragrance you're wearing, you will just smell like sweet and pretty and comforting. Like it's slightly on the warmer side of things. Florals are pretty much in the background and kind of non-bugging. If it will more be like a warm, creamy kind of fragrance in here. So if that's something you're looking for, and a true gourmand, like a typical true gourmand is not your vibe, and you want things to be slightly on the lighter side when it comes to sweetness, then almond blossom and oat milk is your juice. I have been going crazy for this fragrance, and that is Pastel Skies from Bath and Body Works. I just cannot mention it enough. Pastel Skies is a mix of toasted coconut. That's what I'm personally feeling. I've not looked into the notes. So for me, it's a mix of toasted coconut and some spun sugar with a lot of warmth to it. This is one fragrance which just has taken my heart completely. This is one coconut fragrance in my collection which is sweet, which is warm, which is beautiful. Oh, I have to say that in the entire collection that I'm talking about, this is definitely among my top 3 for sure. This is one fragrance that if you are a sweet coconut fragrance lover, you will not go wrong with this. This is your winter sweet toasted coconut fragrance in here. I don't know how they have done that, but it's just so stunning that I would highly recommend that you grab it this SAS, because we never know when we are going to get this one back again. This is one fragrance which kind of teleports me to an anime, you know, those pink, cloudy, pastel colored skies that animes represent. That is what it makes me think of for some reason. A fragrance that has made an appearance back on the website of Bath and Body Works is Happy Birthday. Now, Happy Birthday has always been compared to Shirra 71, but I can say that it's pretty similar, but kind of a lighter version of it. It's not as warm or as dense as Shirra 71. This is like my top number 1 pick for gourmands, but this is also not bad. For all those people who are saying that it's synthetic and this and that, let it macerate. It has been like, this fragrance now has been sitting with me from past 1 year, and I can say that it's smelling pretty warm and pretty nice right now, and it's literally smelling like a cake in here, and that syntheticness is gone. I have noticed this with Bath and Body Works fragrances, that all the gourmands that kind of come off as synthetic initially, after maceration or after they sitting with you for like 6 months or an year, they really turn out beautiful, and that syntheticness magically disappears, and that is what has happened in case of Happy Birthday 2. This again has come in a travel size, if I'm not wrong. I don't know why they're not coming up with a full size bottle on this. If Shirra 71 is something that you just cannot go in the direction of because of the prices, or if the prices on this does not make sense to you, buy Happy Birthday. You will not be disappointed. Now that I'm sniffing on it, genuinely telling you guys that syntheticness that I was complaining about initially when I just got this fragrance has completely vanished now. I do not smell it anymore. It has just become this very close fragrance like that of Shirra 71. It's smelling like a warm cake in here right now. So I highly recommend that you get your hands on Happy Birthday if you want to get a true cake like sweet fragrance, or a right out of the oven cookie kind of fragrance, but slightly on the lighter side of things, not as dense and warm and as thick as Shirra 71. I am really hoping that this line comes back on Victoria's Secret in semi-annual sale, and we are talking about Cherry Elixir. It has the notes of black cherry, liquid amber, and white mystery. White mystery is not a note. Let me just tell you what this smells like. This is a mix of a dark cherry note along with some almond, and that almond is kind of bitter, and the cherry is kind of sweet and sour at the same time. And as the amber takes over, it kind of turns into a boozy cherry nutty fragrance, but not like a dry nutty, but more like a paste made out of almonds added to this whole combination that I'm talking about right now. And it just comes off as a very warm kind of cherry fragrance which has a creamy nuttiness to it. It's really interesting. It's slightly on the sexier side of things, but definitely leaning gourmand. I really, really wish that this comes back in the semi-annual sale on Victoria's Secret website, because if a dark and a creamy nutty cherry fragrance is something that you're looking for, you will not go wrong with this. This is just an amazing sexy cherry winter fragrance. Just another fragrance from the same line that I would like to mention is Berry Elixir. It has the notes of vanilla bourbon, muddled berries, and sensational high. So this fragrance, to me, I will not stretch it too much. I will straight up tell you that this is a very yummy cream biscuit kind of fragrance to me. It just, the vanilla bourbon and the berry note mixing is kind of making it smell like a berry jam which has been put inside a biscuit sandwich, just like Jim Jam biscuits that we get in Indian market, but then replace the jam on top with a berry jam. It smells yummy, it smells warm and vanillic and biscuit-like at the same time. And I just feel that this biscuit kind of fragrance is a very, very unique take on a berry fragrance. Just another warm berry fragrance which is very appropriate for fall and winter and smells yummy, guys. It literally smells so yummy. I really hope that this comes back so that you guys can also enjoy fragrances like this. Next up, we are talking about Basic Vanilla. I have talked a lot about this fragrance on my channel, but since we are here, I just cannot go without mentioning it, because this is just another fragrance which is definitely in my top 3 Gourmand fragrances. It has the notes of toasted marshmallow and warm chai, and it literally smells like a lychee doodh to me. Milk that has been boiled on slow flame for a very long time with some cardamom powder in it. Oh, and a lot of sugar to it. It just smells like that, I don't know whether this happened in your house, but when we were kids, my mom used to make this lal doodh in winters, which had a lychee and some other, like chuara to it and all of those things. If you've had that kind of milk, that sugary, sweet, and thick red milk, you will know what I'm talking about, and this exactly smells like that. The notes of toasted marshmallow and warm chai mixing together are kind of making it smell like cardamom milk to me, and this is my go-to winter fragrance. I just cannot put this one on enough. It does not bug me, does not irritate me, does not come perfumey or harsh or sharp at all. This is your through and through true sweet yummy lactonic fragrance in here, and I just cannot hype this enough. If you still haven't got this, make sure you get this in this semi-annual sale, because you'll easily find this under 1000 rupees. I know the longevity is a bit of an issue with Victoria's Secret pink line, but my preference is fragrance over longevity at present. I do not mind if a fragrance is not too long lasting. I can go on spraying it all day long on myself. A fragrance that I totally forgot mentioning is Star Smoked Amber from Victoria's Secret. I don't know how I missed out on these fragrances and this line altogether. I have absolutely no clue. This is a beautiful, warm, smoky, sweet, woody fragrance, and I feel that it makes quite a sense to mention it here since it has the marshmallow notes to it. I am not trying to say that this is a gourmand fragrance. No, it's not. But it's kind of leaning gourmand because it feels like you're sitting in a wooden cabin. It's snowing outside. The fireplace is lit and you are enjoying some toasted marshmallows by the fireplace. So this is the vibe that this one has. So not necessarily a gourmand, but a very beautiful winter body mist, which is super sweet, smoky, and woody, and creamy at the same time. So do look into this if you're trying to find a replica's fireplace dupe. It will come quite close, and it is going to be a limited edition fragrance. That's what I'm believing. So do grab it, while you have it in stock. Another yummy Gourmand that again I totally missed out on. I don't know how I did that. I'm feeling like a fool right now, but Moon Spiced Apple. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance which has the notes of ruby, apple, and warm maple sugar with crystal ginger galaxy. But you know what? This to me smells like, in the opening, it smells like caramelized apple topped with apple jam, but it quickly settles into a spicy fragrance and I get mostly cinnamon in it. It later on starts smelling like an apple pie. It's a warm, caramelized, spicy fragrance in here, not a super spicy, but more like a sweet spicy fragrance, a soft sweet spice that has been drizzled on top. So that's the kind of vibe that this one gives me. It's beautiful, it's yummy, and if a warm apple pie kind of fragrance is what you're looking for these winters, you must look into this, because again, a limited edition and you might not get this one back in stock ever again. And the last fragrance that I would like to mention is from the same pink line of Victoria's Secret, and that is Cocoa Vanilla. It has the notes of cocoa cream, vanilla bean, and spiced pear. This is just another fragrance which is as yummy as basic vanilla for me, where basic vanilla is like a sweeter lactonic fragrance, like a true sweet lactonic fragrance. This, on the other hand, is a beautiful, warm, coconutty and vanillic fragrance in here. This is like your yummy coconut fragrance, the kind of combination of coconut and vanilla that I have always been looking for. And I think my search has come to an end with Cocoa Vanilla, because it kind of gives me the similar kind of lactonic notes like that of basic vanilla, but with a twist of coconut and vanilla and spiced pear. The pear in the opening is very beautiful and warm, not like your juicy bright pear, but more like a warm, pulpy, or maybe like caramelized kind of pear in it. And then it quickly settles into a creamy coconut with vanilla in it, which kind of makes it really beautiful and yummy. And this is just another fragrance that I would like to highly recommend, even though this also does not last too long. It can give you a maximum longevity of 2 hours, but I again do not mind that, because the quality and the way the fragrance smells is more important to me. And this is the last fragrance of this list. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found something for yourself. Don't forget to leave some gourmand or some yummy dessert emojis in the comment section below. I will really look forward to what emojis you would like to pick. Just in case you don't want to leave a comment, just leave an emoji in the comment section and let me know that you're here and watching me. Don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. I will see you in the next one. Till then, keep looking beautiful, keep smelling good. Have a great day all. Bye bye. Mwah.